Welcome to Weekly Digest, where we highlight the works of ministers of government as they push the administration's development agenda. Scores of women and girls attended Linden's first We Lift exhibition hosted by the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security on Friday. The exhibition showcased 20 of Linden's female-owned businesses at the Watuka Guest House free of cost. Human Services and Social Security Minister Dr. Vindhya Prasad said We Lift aims to empower women and girls throughout the country.
For the first time, We Lift is in Region 10. We Lift is in Linden. And it's a proud moment for all of us to be here with all of you, bringing an initiative that is very close to my heart. We Lift is not just an acronym. The acronym has great significance. Every letter stands for something that I would like women to do and to see and to be a part of. Women empowering, lifting, innovating, flourishing together. That's what We Lift stands for. It speaks to some core values that we want women to have, where among themselves they develop a very strong network where they're able to lift each other, to work together so that they can flourish in every environment. By doing that, they become empowered women, and empowered women in any situation and in any environment can be positively contributing to our nation.
Additionally, some 97 residents of St. Cuthbert's Mission also on Friday received spectacles through the ministry's Eye Care initiative. The government, through the Ministry of Public Works, awarded 9 contracts to desill drains and construct small roads and footpaths to enhance the community of Victory Valley. The project is a fulfillment of a commitment made by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali during a recent visit to the community. Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgil announced that the contract for the bridge linking Victory Valley to Canvas City has already been awarded.
Apart from this $50 million that we'll be spending in the valley, when the president came the same day, we were over in Block 22. Y'all remember that? We were over in Block 22, and the people said to him they want a bridge. They want a bridge that links, Block 22 comes over to which? Canvas City and Block 22. Well, good. We had our people on the ground. We sent them to view the location. We took the measurements. And I'm proud to announce to you that the contract for that bridge has already been awarded and signed. $34 million worth of a concrete bridge, a proper bridge to put in that area.
The project aims to create employment for residents, especially youths, and to foster community development by keeping the revenue within the community. Public Works Minister Bishop Juan Edgil says the $106.3 million four-lane road project from Ogle to Hagsbosch will create new opportunities for development, which will enhance the lives of citizens while improving traffic management and efficiency. The minister was addressing residents at the public stakeholders meeting at Cummings Lodge Secondary on Wednesday.
This road, for those of us who live in the area, because of its passage, will open up new lands for development, housing, industrialized businesses, office complexes, and other commercial centers.
The project, dubbed Phase 1 East Bank to East Coast Linkage Project, is being undertaken by Ashoka Buildcon Limited. This will stretch 7.7 kilometers. The project has a 2-year construction period. The contract for the road project was signed on June 24, 2022. The road will commence at the junction of the Ogle Access Road and the East Coast Demerara Public Road. The second Human Rights and Sustainable Development panel discussion was on Saturday held at Guyana's inaugural Human Rights Expo at the Arthur Chung Conference Center, Lilienthal. Parliamentary Affairs and Governance Minister Gail Teixeira, who spoke on the panel, touched on the importance of democracy and human rights.
Democracy and human rights are the key pillars, the foundation on which we have a chance in the world to survive and to be able to provide for our people and to recognize, when you look at the world, and the UN Secretary General pointed out, the increase in the issues of discrimination based on whether it's nationality, ethnicity, gender, and so on, that we have to work and continually work on creating a more tolerant world.
The Human Rights and Sustainable Development Conference examines human rights and sustainability and how the two are connected. In its effort to further commercialize value-added production through agro-processing, the Agriculture Ministry on Saturday commissioned a $37 million state-of-the-art agro-processing facility at Fort Wellington, West Coast, Berbice. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa challenged farmers to fully utilize the facility.
This is the first time in the history of Region 5 that we are having a facility like this. And I want to challenge the farmers in Region 5 that they must make full use of this facility.
The facility will see approximately 700 persons, including farmers, women, and youths, from Regions 5 and 6 benefiting from services that will increase the value and extend their product's shelf life. Meanwhile, Minister within the Local Government Ministry, Anand Prasad, said the PPPC administration is committed to providing the best education for all Guyanese students.
Whichever path you choose, I have faith that you will use the arduous academic knowledge and skills you have acquired throughout the Hinterland Scholarship. Throughout the Hinterland Scholarship Program to advance the development of yourselves and our country.
As government continues to champion the agricultural explosion across the country, persons from various farming groups in Moruca Region 1 benefited from agricultural input. These include fogging machines, spray and water cans, wheelbarrows, grass cutters, and 2,587 black giant chickens. This is the execution of a commitment made by Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa to the farmers during an outreach last month. Minister Mustafa highlighted that government honors its commitment to delivering a better life for Guyanese.
We are seeing today that more and more allocation, budgetary allocation, we are seeing today more and more resources are being made available to the people of our country. And we recognize that for us to develop our country, we have to invest in the people.
Minister Mustafa told the farmers that government will continue to make the necessary interventions to improve the agricultural sector and is aggressively working to address the concerns of its citizens across the region. This also forms part of the CARICOM's food security agenda, which is to reduce the food import bill by 25% by 2025. Staying true to the commitment of President Dr. Irfan Ali of protecting vulnerable persons wherever they are in the country, a high-level government team swooped down at Jawala and other villages along the Mazaruni River to assess the damages done by the recent flash flood. That team included local government and regional development minister Nigel Darmlal, housing and water minister Colin Crowell, and head of the Civil Defense Commission, CDC, Colonel Nazrul Hussain. Not only was an assessment conducted, but essential items like rain boots and water tanks were given to the affected families. He acknowledged the impact of the flooding on the village's economies as damaged farmlands, farming.
Today we are up in the upper Mazaruni, and our plan is to visit as many communities as possible so that we can have an understanding of the current situation and how you're affected, and then we report those to the president, and as best as possible we'll be able to respond to some of your needs.
A number of concerns were raised by residents, the majority of which were addressed by the ministers. Residents of Sawari Wau, Region 9, will get first-time access to potable water by January 2023 as government continues to make the necessary interventions across the country. This is a promise made to the residents during a 3-day outreach led by President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali back in August. On Saturday last, the minister within the Housing and Water Ministry, Susan Rodriguez, visited the construction site to check the progress of the well. She highlighted that the interventions are part of government's 5-year strategic plan aimed at providing 100% access to potable water across the region. The minister assured the residents that plans are in place to meet their needs.
We are going at a rate where we may even achieve that before 2025. Because as we come out into communities and we meet with you, and as the president goes out and meets with people, he has to respond. And so we make resources available to ensure that our people can live more comfortably, that their lives can improve.
The residents were encouraged to properly manage and maintain the system. As the government shifts into overdrive to bring a better life to Guyanese, more than 500 residents of Coradona Region 9 will soon benefit from first-time access to potable water. The $48.6 million contract was awarded to A&E Construction Supplies and Services to expand the water distribution system. The project is slated to be completed by January 2023. This is a follow-up to a 3-day outreach led by His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali to several communities in the region back in August. During this outreach, residents indicated that only 50% of the community has access to potable water. Minister within the Housing and Water Ministry, Susan Rodriguez, affirmed that Guyana's indigenous people will not be left out of the government's transformational agenda. Some $500 million has been injected into the region to improve access to water since 2020. The aim is for every community to have 100% access to potable water by 2025.
That's why I said very positively and confidently that we will be able to achieve our target, the latest by 2025, but before 2025.
The major undertaking forms part of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 6, which speaks to providing safe, reliable water to everyone by 2030. Some 52 households in Quarry Region 9 will benefit from access to potable water with the drilling of a $35 million well and water distribution network. The contract was awarded to R. Kisoon Construction Company. The project is expected to be completed by January 2023. Delivering remarks at Quarry Community Center on Sunday, Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, emphasized that government is committed to ensuring hinterland communities access potable water.
We want everybody to be receiving water because we have a goal. Our objective is that everybody by 2025 must have 100% access to potable water to your home. So we are working towards that.
The new system will increase the area's water coverage from 20% to 95%. The drilling of the new well forms part of the government's 5-year strategic plan to achieve 100% access to potable water across the country by 2025. As government continues to push its aggressive housing agenda in hinterland communities, several village councils in Region 9 have already signed contracts to manufacture clay bricks for the Letem housing project.
The largest one will be here in Shulinab, where we will sign a contract for the supply of 400,000 clay bricks with 6 teams here in Shulinab.
This will provide equitable distribution of employment opportunities for many within the region.
We want all of the resources and all of the money and all of the capital to be invested in the region so we can accelerate development in this region. And we're finding ways and means to do that every single day.
The government will provide 600 low-income home buyers with $1 million each as part of a $600 million scheme to help offset the cost of living to their homes. With a drive of creating opportunities for learning, government has now equipped 279 more persons from Linden and Kokwani in Region 10 with various technical skills offered by the Board of Industrial Training, BIT. 65 persons from Kokwani earned certification in welding and fabrication, electrical installation, joinery, commercial food preparation, plumbing, and information technology. 214 Lindeners have been certified in various disciplines, including heavy-duty equipment operation, motor vehicle repairs, welding and fabrication, and electrical installation. Labor Minister Joseph Hamilton, who was present at their graduation ceremony, is elated that these individuals recognized the importance of acquiring skill sets. He revealed that over $75 million was expended by government to facilitate training for 682 persons in Region 10 for 2022.
We have made you employable with a skill. Now, you have to become employed for those who are not employed. You're following me? We have made you, Pastor Blair and all the other people, they have made you employable. You have a skill. You now have to get up and get, as they say. It's no more sit down and cry. We have to be prepared.
Some 62 residents of Anai Region 9 are now certified in the area of garment construction following the Community Service Officers, CSOs, graduation on Saturday. Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai highlighted that the aim of the CSO program is to engage and extend opportunities to young people so that they are able to make meaningful contributions to their communities.
There are many opportunities that abound in our country, both skill and academic. But there is still that section or portion of our population who needs support to really experience the kind of exposure but cannot afford it. And so under the CSO program, which falls under the Youth Entrepreneurial Apprenticeship Program, we are making it possible.
The CSO program is a representation of the government's commitment to creating employment opportunities in hinterland communities.
We represent the PPP civic government, who now holds the reins of power and has the responsibility for ensuring that opportunities are made accessible for those who cannot pay for it, neither cannot afford it. It is an experience we want to provide to the young people who are vulnerable in various villages in the hinterland regions.
The YEEP program, which was reinstated in 2020, is indicative of the government's unwavering support for youths of indigenous communities. In another passionate demonstration of the PPPC government's dedication to fostering development in hinterland communities, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs on Sunday handed over a tractor in Region 8 to be used by the residents of Bryan Sucre Junction and Bamboo Banding. The tractor will prove useful for agriculture and tourism as well as for village infrastructure. Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai noted that the government is prepared to respond to the needs of all communities.
Our government continues to work for the people, and what we see happening here today is just an extension of that work for Guyana. Our president is very passionate about building a One Guyana. He's very passionate about our people benefiting from the resources that we have in our country. He's also very passionate about ensuring the vulnerable communities, their concerns are addressed.
A sum of $44.2 million was allocated in the 2022 budget to advance the tractor distribution initiative and benefit 71 hinterland communities. The initiative is intended to promote food sustainability and agriculture. Minister Sukai handed over a boat and engine to the residents of Moose Landing. Additionally, as part of the launch of the Madia Youth Initiative Transportation Service, the Amerindian Affairs Minister handed over a bus to the Community Service Officers of Madia. She said this is in keeping with the government's manifesto promises.
We are going to address opportunities, whether it's in education, entrepreneurship, small business, development of skills. Our small development, small villages are not going to be left behind. We are going to ensure that they too form part and parcel of the benefits from the resources of this country.
The minister's outreach to the region also featured a series of gift distribution activities to the children of the various communities of Campbelltown, El Paso, Madia, Mycobi, Princeville, and Mousy Landing. As part of government's drive to create employment opportunities, 200 youths from Madia Township are set to be gainfully employed under the government's part-time job initiative. Amerindian Affairs Minister Pauline Sukai made the disclosure during a recent interview on Radio Madia.
I would want to make an appeal to the young people, to the unemployed, that this is an opportunity that will be open to you. We have on the ground been encouraging those unemployed residents to consider taking up the opportunity.
Minister Sukai said application forms can be uplifted at the Madia Community Service Officer's office.
When we have a full complement, I believe we will be having a launch of it.
Successful applicants will be attached to government agencies within the region and will work for 10 days per month with a salary of $40,000. The part-time job initiative was conceptualized by Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo in an effort to provide economic relief to citizens. Hinterland students who completed their secondary, technical, and tertiary education under the government's Hinterland Scholarship Program have graduated and can now pursue their dreams. Students received their certificates and medals for outstanding performances on Wednesday. CSEC students recorded an 88% pass rate, while CAPE students recorded a 94.7% pass rate. $2 million was invested in the CSEC and CAPE examinations for 2022.
Our ministry is very thankful and pleased that you've stayed the course, that you've made us proud, you've made your parents proud, you made your community proud. I know that it is always never easy to spend 5 years away from home. We will seek to ensure that all the batches that come after you will see incremental changes and improvement in our program.
The minister also implored the younger generation to aim for a higher pass rate and reiterated the government's commitment to providing quality education for all. The salary increases for healthcare workers nationwide form part of the PPPC government's rectification of the age-old remuneration anomalies. President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali on Monday evening announced several adjustments to salaries payable to specified positions within the health sector. There is as much as 74% increase for some categories of employees. This is in addition to the 8% across-the-board increase already announced. During a televised program Monday evening, Senior Minister in the Office of the President with responsibility for finance, Dr. Ashni Singh, pointed out that the undertaking will ensure certain specialized categories of jobs remain attractive to talented Guyanese.
Because the public healthcare system has, of course, hundreds of very talented and very dedicated doctors, hundreds and hundreds of very talented and dedicated nurses, dozens of very talented pharmacists, pharmacy assistants, etc., technicians, etc. We want to make sure that we continue to be able to attract good quality input, and we want to make sure that in terms of, in terms of the talent pool, we want to be able to attract people with good qualifications.
He explained that within the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, there is a system where young doctors are recognized and paid for their years of service.
We're fixing that anomaly now. So across the entire public healthcare system, whether you're working in GPHC, or Linden Hospital, or Mabaruma Hospital, or New Amsterdam Hospital, or Letem Hospital, wherever you're working, this graduated system that remunerates you at one level when you're an intern, moves you up when you become a full-fledged GMO, when you're qualified fully as a doctor, you become an entry-level GMO or a government medical officer, moves you further up when you complete 1 year of experience, 2 years, 3 years of experience. That arrangement, which previously obtained only a GPHC, is now applied across the entire system.
Meanwhile, Health Minister Dr. Frank Anthony believes the salary adjustment will see more of Guyana's medical talents remaining to support the local system.
The environment here to practice medicine is changing drastically. Also, the types of training that we've been offering would allow people to want to be here, to be proud to be here. And with this increase in salaries, certainly we are going to become more competitive in terms of retaining persons in the system. and being able to offer a better quality of care.
The adjustments will see more than $1.5 billion of disposable income going into the pocket of public healthcare professionals annually. This brings us to the end of this edition of Weekly Digest. For these and other government-related stories, do log on to our website, dpi.gov.gy, and our social media platforms as well. Goodbye.